Okay, in today's video, I'm going to take you through some kind of unique items that I found at a moving sale. But before I do that, I want to shift the attention back to my last video real quickly that I did on SK and them being sold to China. And as you can see here, WTF, and that stands for what's the future. And if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you. And in my video, I talked about, the reasons why, people are upset with SK being sold to China. A lot of us knew it was a very poorly run company, so what do we expect, right? But for a lot of us, it's just really sentimental. There's so much stuff that has nostalgic value. The green cases, in some cases, the blue cases. They went through some changes over the years, like we mentioned, because they were always being sold and trying different things and whatnot. So I had asked for people to send in some pictures, so I just wanted to remind everybody I will feature some pictures in an upcoming video. If you want to send me a couple of notes about why it's special to you and why it means so much to you, email me at tomgunntools@gmail.com or send it to me on Instagram, and I'll share your pictures and a little bit of your stories. And I appreciate everybody who watched that video and sent comments. So you got a little bit of time to still do that, and then we'll do a little bit of an SK tribute later this week. Thanks so much for that, and let's get on with our video. So what I went to this weekend was a moving sale. Very different from an estate sale, from the fact that an estate sale is generally run by a third party. This was run by the homeowner. That's why I paid a little bit more for these tools than I normally would. In an estate sale, I'd probably pay, $5 to $8 for what's in here. I ended up paying $15. I did go to this sale the second day of the sale, so everything was kind of really sold through. So I had to really dig and pick through, and it was a little bit further from my house than I like to venture. So I made sure to come home with something, and I scoured and sifted, and I found unique items, and that's what I'm sharing with you today, is really just some unique, cool stuff. So the first item I thought was really cool was this angled pair of pliers. It looks to be measuring about 7 inches, and look at the angle on that, and it's very thin profile. It's got some surface rust on it, but the teeth line up are perfect. The jaws line up great. And this is a company called Fleet, and it was made in Chicago. I love the handles on it. Should clean up pretty nice. It's not, when it has this type of plating on it, generally I don't take it off unless it really needs to come off. So this would just get a good cleaning. And all that plating does shine up pretty good. And this will actually be a pretty useful pliers, because I can't recall any other pliers I have like this that have that angle bend on them that are low profile like that. I do have other Fleet pliers that are thin like this, but they're flat, meaning that they're not the bent. So I thought that was kind of cool. Couldn't find much info on it on eBay either, so they are definitely kind of rare. The next item I found was a pair of Toyota Japan pliers, 6-inch. They have nice handles on them. And I think these used to go in a toolkit with the cars. And I saw that they said Japan on them. I saw that they said Toyota on them. And I figured that these, probably have some value. So I did look online. I don't know. I think they're getting maybe $10 for these, maybe a little bit more. So I don't know. I think that was probably, this goes back to the 70s, maybe the 80s. I'm not 100% sure. The next item I thought was super cool is, look at this auto wrench, or I guess you could call it a bicycle wrench, because it's kind of small. It measures about 4 inches across, and it looks to be homemade. Looks like a piece of steel was bent, threaded first, then bent, because the bend on it's even, I don't know. But it's hard for me to imagine that somebody would have made this homemade, just because of how well this looks to be on it. I don't know, is that super cool or what? Absolutely no maker's marks on it. Works great. I just thought that was just a cool, nifty little thing to keep, clean up and keep in the shop. So if anybody's ever seen anything like that, let me know as well. All right, and this next item, you might say, Tom, that's just a battery terminal pair of pliers. What's so special about them? And I would tend to agree with you, but when I took a closer look, and then I eventually put this on the wire wheel, as you can see there, it says Champion Deartment, Meadville, PA. And if you know what's synonymous with Meadville, PA, that is channel lock tools. This is a channel lock tool. Pre-1963, 63 is when they changed the name, so everything just got branded channel locks. And this says Deartment on it because that was the last name of the founder of channel locks, and the company was founded in 1904. Still pumping out hand tools made in the USA by Americans, and I believe the Deartments are still running or a part of the company. So another mid-size American hand tool company. Yeah, they outsource some other stuff, but not their hand tools. So, that's a great company to support. Very reasonably priced tools. You can still buy their tools at a very affordable price in all the big box stores, online. So let's continue to support our American manufacturers. But I thought that was super neat, and so does the people out there to collect tools, because when I looked at this, these are going for a decent value. I think there's some collector history to it. I want to say probably worth $15 to $20 on a pretty regular basis. They're selling for on eBay. So a little history there on channel locks. I love channel locks. I used to drive by that factory from time to time when I was out that way for work and so forth. And let's support them. The next item here is Croiter. And people love Croiter. I always have a tendency to want to call them Croiter, but I believe it's pronounced Croiter. And this is just a small 5-inch pliers. Look at the handle, though. Beautiful. I love the inside of it. Look at, I wish I would have cleaned that up for you there, but it says Croiter USA on both handles. So when you think about the amount of stamping and work that people would put into their tools, I mean, quality stuff, meant to last. Nothing was done cheap. Every time they stamped a tool, that's more money. The other handle, more money. No laser etching here. Obviously, they didn't have the technology, but I thought that was a cool tool. Croiters usually go for decent money. They're highly desirable. Not so much this one, though. When I looked up online, I think they get, $10 maybe. All right, and then a couple of, look at this funky tool. Not sure what this is for. I'm not sure if it came, I don't know, it came with maybe a specific tool or something. If anybody knows what that is, it's just like an offset type screwdriver is what it looked like to me, and is what I would ever use it for. It looks like all the tips, though, are pretty much the same size, which was a little bit confusing to me. So if anybody knows what the heck that is, let me know. And then just a couple of sockets here that I wanted to share with the group that I thought were pretty cool. This is a Mac 6mm 6-point, and I love when I could get these smaller size in a 3/8 drive, because most sets start with 8mm or 10mm. So when you could get a 6mm, and this thing's like brand new, that'll clean up. So I know these are going for at least $10 a pop on eBay. I'm going to keep that one, though. I just actually got an SK one in the Socket of the Month Club to complete an SK set, but I'll use that in my other set. This here, SK 1/2 inch, and some other SK Wayne sockets on the 1/4 inch drive, and those always clean up so nice. So yes, I'm still going to buy SK. I'm still going to collect SK vintage tools. Will I buy new SK stuff? I don't know. We'll see how things shake out and evolve. And the last couple of items here are machining type tools. If you remember recently, I just bought that Kennedy toolbox, and I'm so excited to get that cleaned up. I appreciate everybody giving me all the suggestions and feedback on how to clean them out and the best way to do it. So when I put it back, I thought, what a better way to have some of these old vintage machining tools in there. This one is stamped something company Newark. So it looks like it's one of these protractor type scribe items. I got some outside and inside caliper measuring tools. They seemed all to be, the business ends of all of them to be really good. Yeah, they got some surface rust on them, but they seemed to clean up pretty well. I hit a couple just for a second or two on the wire wheel. Look at that. And that's how you know this is probably good stuff, made in the USA. I could not find anything, though, that really stood out from an owner's mark. I keep saying owner's mark, but from a branding mark perspective, I saw a couple of things imprinted on a few of them. but nothing that stood out. So I thought those were kind of neat to... I don't have any of these type of measuring tools. Obviously, a lot of things I have these days are digital, and not much of a machinist as I'm just dabbling in it with my hobby lathe. So not a huge haul of finds here, but definitely some unique type stuff that I think is definitely pretty cool. And just a reminder, guys, if you wanted to get your sentimental, nostalgic SK tool in an upcoming video, please email me that or hit me up on Instagram for that. tomgunntools@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.